Brock the badger's bitter bramble. Deep in the shamrock woods there dwelled a badger named Brock, a stout fellow whose gruff exterior masked a heart as soft as freshly tilled soil. For years, Brock and his beloved mate Briar joyfully tended their cosy home, nursing bundles of striped babes through the cold winters. But fate's cruel thorns ensnared poor Brock when a devilish fox beguiled Briar with his sleek red coat and silvery tongue. One twilight eve, as Brock nosed through the undergrowth seeking succulent tubers to surprise his mate, he happened upon Briar and the wicked fox intertwined amorously on a mossy knoll. Brock's world turned to ash. His desperate howls of anguish echoed through the ancient trunks, startling flocks of crows into frantic flight. Briar fled his wails into the fox's forked embrace, disappearing beyond the farthest thickets. For 7 sunsets straight, the heartbroken badger refused sustenance, holing in a lightless burrow beset by brambles. Weeping incessantly, he almost wasted away from loneliness. Only the thought of never again nuzzling his cherished offspring roused him to dig free on the 7th dawn. Brock knew he must turn to the ancestral magic guarded by witches deep in the loamy barrens. Steeling himself against their dire warnings, the grief-maddened father begged the howling winds to guide him to the path of vengeance upon the faithless Briar and her foul trickster. By the crescent moon's ghostly rays, the winds whispered of a cursed hideaway where dwelled the ancient sisters of the burrowing thorn. Brock tracked their poisoned trail, at last arriving at a tomb-like mound guarded by a snarl of prickly, tangled brambles. At a few knocks, Brock was met by 3 ancient, wicked, hairless... Are those cats? We couldn't AI generate witchy badgers? 3 witchy, hairless badgers with shriveled, leathery snouts slithered forth, their milky eyeless sockets oozing venom. "We are the crones who ward the dread Bramble of Sundering," the witchy badgers rasped in unison. "Those are straight-up cats, man!" "What sacrifice dost thou offer for this vengeful thorn's awful power?" asked the witches. Brock answered without hesitation, "My very soul, through eternal wandering as a restless revenant spirit, to be forever torn apart as you divide the wicked hearts from Briar and her lover." The hags cackled and accepted his dire oath. From their putrid earth lair, they uncovered an accursed blackberry root woven with stinging nettles sharper than sergeants' blades. Chanting a rhyme in Badger's ancient growling tongue, they set the ghastly Brock writhing like a viper in the moon-sick glade. "Now consume the dark fruit from this Bramble of Sundering," the cats, badgers, commanded. Brock grasped the vile root in his claws, turned toward the distant forest, and ate the shining blackberries. In that instant, Brock's spirit was severed from his burly badger form. His bestial shell crumpled lifeless as his unseen ghost was swept into the night winds, endlessly wandering and wailing the woeful rhyme of vengeance. Swift as lightning, Brock's hateful ghost whipped through the thick woods towards the unfaithful lover's hidden den. As his ethereal form flew into Briar and the fox's den, the winds of revenge cried out in an ear-shattering howl. Sheer terror engulfed the unfaithful lovers as Brock's deafening shrieks echoed through every bone in their bodies. The fox, who was really not looking for anything serious to begin with, fled like a cowardly antelope into the woods. Briar, having been betrayed and abandoned by her fox lover, fled the shamrock woods in terror. She was never seen again. So now, when the brambles thrash in the night forest, wise creatures shudder at the melancholy Brock's mournful wails. Some say the forest winds still carry the screams of Brock's vengeful spirit, haunting the hearts of the unfaithful. So remains the eternal curse brought about by the Bramble of Sundering.